of a framework for ensuring successful innovation within a large organization or small comes down to 5 factors that I call the 5 C's. The first one is chance. This is investing in risk. What is our approach, philosophy, intestinal fortitude for investing in risk, and how do we think about it and evaluate it? If you're going to be an innovator, you have to experiment. You can't have fear of failure. You've got to invest in risk. That's table stakes. The second one is collaboration. And, when I was at Bristol Myers Squibb in the, let's say, 2000s, collaboration was just coming on the scene. It was introduced to human resources, and it was a behavior that needed to be incented, right? Everybody needed to be team oriented. So you needed to coordinate and collaborate. That's not the way it's used anymore. It's a business strategy. And I really like the work of Heidi Gardner. She's actually an attorney, and she teaches at Harvard Business School. She has written a book called, I've got it here on my shelf, Smarter Collaboration. And what Heidi has done is look at what happens when everybody in the organization is aligned around a set of problems, strategic imperatives, customer needs. And this integration can be business functions, business lines. So it might be a service line, it might be a product line, it might be a new product line, but it's also service functions, because in her research, she found that if the IP attorneys, if the human resources, if contracting, if everybody, even in the service functions, are all aligned and working together, the opportunity to upsell and to cross-sell and to grow revenues exponentially increases, because everybody's now part of the solution. They're bringing different perspectives to bear. They all have a different perspective on the customer, on the problem. And she gives lots of great examples of businesses that have experienced exponential growth when all of these different functions and business units come together for the purpose of innovating. Culture obviously is critical. We probably need to lead with culture. And again, when we look at the research, the cultural characteristic that is most important in an innovative organization, and think about your own organization, is this idea of experimentation, no fear of failure. If we do experience some issues or obstacles, we're going to pivot. We're going to use it as an opportunity for continuous learning, but we don't view failing as a negative. It's a good thing. And, one of the most famous innovators who has really helped to continue, this is still part of the culture, is Jeff Bezos and Amazon. You saw his cameo a little bit earlier, and he said, try, fail, learn, and unleashed a model in Amazon where they would have meetings, people would bring their ideas together, they would have a discussion about them. Not all of them would go to market, but they would all be commented on, and people got credit for bringing their ideas forward in these memos, whether they ended up going to market or not. And that is absolutely imperative, and we see more and more companies trying to create those kinds of cultures. Bezos and even Elon Musk and others also have adages. They say, you know what? Hire the right people and get the hell out of their way. So, this idea of bringing in smart people into the culture and empowering them and giving them freedom to operate and the latitude to experiment and make mistakes is absolutely critical. And I think it's an important one for you to think about. And in terms of the organization and your ability to influence it, licensing is oftentimes at the forefront of thinking creatively and innovatively about where something's going to be a fit or not, or what potential it has. So, do you have the latitude to experiment and fail? Do you express that, with the individuals whose assets you're bringing to market? And then ultimately change. A lot of folks will say that innovation at its core is about change management. I don't disagree. You have to have a healthy attitude about change. and you've got to have a way of helping your organization work through and manage change. And of all of the ones on the slide here, honestly, this is the one that so many companies just struggle with.